Nigerians are still reeling from excitement over the victory by the Super Falcons of Nigeria at Rabat Olympic Stadium after they clinched their record 10th continental title. On Monday, the team arrived in Nigeria and, as promised, proceeded to the Aso Rock Villa to present the WAFCON trophy to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. During a reception at the presidential villa, Tinubu conferred national honors, the officer of the Order of the Niger, on all members of the Super Falcons squad, including the 11-member technical crew, for winning the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. In addition to the national honors, Tinubu pledged the Naira equivalent of $100,000 to each player and $50,000 to each member of the technical crew. Furthermore, every player and official will receive a 3-bedroom apartment in the renewed Hope Estate in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, eliciting a flurry of reactions. Let's take a look.
On behalf of the grateful nation, I hereby conferred on the players the 11-man technical team with national honor of officer of Niger. Additionally, I hereby direct the allocation of 3-bedroom apartments to each of the players and technical crew in our renewed Hope Estate. In addition, there is a cash award of the Naira equivalent of $100,000 each to the 24 players. And the equivalent of $50,000 to the 11-man technical team.
Now our papa be this, so we no get another one.
You know the message somebody sent me.
How you and Ojineka will not decide to leave television and start playing football?
Why not? I mean, it's very inspirational.
Okay, you know the message somebody sent
Go ahead.
me? Somebody said that I should ask Dr. Abati that as a father of many nations, say we could sing now. Our papa believes that he should give us his own $100,000. Me, you, $300,000.
No. No, the ladies.
You are capable. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, go. Now our papa believes.
The ladies can go and play football. So that you may even get more than $100,000.
I was inspired, but there's another good news that I'm going to share eventually. So you can see that we can have 2 different professions, right? Yes. Well, all right, let me take some reactions because obviously this has caused reactions. We know that the Nigerian Governors Forum also announced a separate reward of 10 million naira for each of the players. Let me take this post on X. This person wrote, "Excellent, Mr. President. This is a very good gesture. 1, it's good because it enhances women football. 2, it spurs other sports men and women to work hard and excel for themselves and the nation. President Tinubu is the best so far. Well done to the president." While Eze Cheapness wrote, "The same prizes they gave to another set of male winners in another tournament some years ago. One of the players still they languish for Ikorodu. He never see the Abuja land where them give him." Who's that guy? Who's the Ikorodu person? "When they give it to them, they should make it public. Not when I'm 65 years old. They will then ask me to contribute to help former Super Falcons player." I mean, isn't this the story? I mean, this is the story. This was the conversation out there. I also saw some comments about where is the money going to come from. And there was somebody that actually, it was one of our cameramen, who calculated it to be, $2.9 million. I think that's about the amount. How much is $1 million? No, I think I did see 2. The sports analyst is really good. About 2.9 million. Where is the money going to come from? But this is the conversation out there, Vimbai. But in the meantime, let me just take this one and then we'll chat on both. In the meantime, another conversation that came out of that meeting yesterday, the Super Falcons were made to sing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's political song, "On your mandate, we shall stand," at a reception, eliciting reactions. Let's take a look.
On your mandate,
on fire. Your Monday.
Show your Monday national anthem.
This is the question. Let me take this tweet. Let me take this tweet from Characteristic, who wrote, while such slogans are not uncommon in political rallies, they are out of place in events meant to celebrate national achievement funded by the collective resources of all Nigerians. This moment, meant to be about Nigeria and her daughters, was diluted by an injection of partisan politics. As it's being reported, anyone within the Football Federation or the organizing committee encouraged or directed these young women to chant a political slogan, it will be a grave misstep. Such actions confuse patriotic duty with political loyalty and do a disservice to the spirit of sportsmanship and the dignity of our athletes. Let it be made clear, the Super Falcons won this trophy for Nigeria, not for any party or individual. Their victory was underwritten by the sweat of our players and the support of millions of taxpayers whose money funded their journey and preparation. To politicize such a win is to alienate the very people whose unity made it possible. As we rightly celebrate our champions, let us protect the sanctity of national symbols and events. Let football, and indeed all sports, remain the sacred grounds where politics takes a back seat and patriotism leads. Vimbai.
That person really, I mean,
I love that.
That was a
really just
beautiful.
It was longer than that, and I just thought that this was punching.
It really was. I love to see that, you know, for the bad reputation that Twitter or X sometimes gets, that there's a lot of wisdom that also gets poured out on that app. Because, oh my goodness me, we need to be delivered from the spirit of trying to politicize everything.
Yes.
You know, in the morning when we spoke about this victory, I made reference to morale. And I did so intentionally because oftentimes Team Nigeria, whether it be the male team or the female team, whether it be basketball or football, they win against all odds. We don't equip them with all they need until we see that, maybe there's hope or things are looking good. Then suddenly everybody starts trying to join the bandwagon. And it's unfortunate that even in such circumstances that the glory would want to be overtaken by politics. Now, I think it's unfortunate that you make these young ladies sing a political slogan in a place where, like the writer of that tweet said, we're supposed to be celebrating Nigeria, the Nigerian spirit. And patriotism, I always say this, does not mean loving your president. Patriotism means loving your country. The two are very separate. The office of the president is a rotating seat, and the people who occupy it will change every 4 or 8 years. Okay. So you don't have to love that person, but you have to respect the office of the president. And I think taking this step of, you know, an outing that was otherwise such a beautiful outing, yes. There was so much joy, genuine joy. So I think somebody almost did a somersault. Yes. When the president said 3-bedroom house, they couldn't contain there was no decorum, you know, it was genuine excitement, and I'm happy for them. However, as much as the mood in the nation right now may be a little bit down, I really need to beg our politicians to exercise restraint and not hijack this victory, because like I said, a lot of them did not support these girls until suddenly it looked like they were doing well. So I think that in itself is a lesson that we need to learn moving forward. From the beginning, even if they don't do well, it's okay. We always have to be consistent in our support for them and not look for the glory moments.
Well said. Before I take you guys, in the meantime, the president shared a light-hearted moment with the Super Falcons squad, admitting initially he didn't want to watch their match. His reason? He was trying to avoid high blood pressure. The president recounted how it was actually his wife who was in the kitchen preparing his food at the time that rushed out to tell him Nigeria had won. Let's take a look.
Honestly, I didn't want to watch the match. I didn't want high blood pressure. But our people came in and turned my TV on to that channel. When it was 2-0, I got very offended. and restless. But I was there still watching the indomitable spirit of resilience, determination, and courage. And after that penalty, and I saw it 2-1, my spirit was lifted, and I believe that of the nation. But what you almost did was get me hungrier, because your mother was in the kitchen almost abandoning my dinner. The game that she doesn't really watch except the girls are the one playing. And she came running, we have won. I said, you are not yet won.
That was such a cute story, wasn't it? And we did see the First Lady. We have those photos right there in the kitchen, and people were wondering, oh, well, what's she doing in the kitchen? But now I mean, yes, but you know, as a First Lady now, you have different. I mean, I know that you are supposed to cook for your husband, but I'm saying, as a First Lady, you have plenty, you know, chefs and all of that. Can I speak? It is nice to see that our First Lady is still cooking for her house by herself at the kitchen. We have those pictures. But before I come to you, Rufai, what is the problem, Rufai? Also, in a generous show of solidarity and appreciation, 6 prominent players from Nigeria's Super Eagles have collectively pledged 24 million naira to the victorious Super Falcons squad. This significant sum, announced by the Nigeria Football Federation, will ensure that the 24 Super Falcons players receive 1 million naira each for their triumphant performance at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The donating Super Eagles players are William Truss Ekong, Ola Aina, Ademola Lukman, Alex Iwobi, Leon Balogun, and Joseph Aribo. I mean, this is such an amazing thing, and we are seeing our Super Eagles supporting our Super Falcons. Yeah. I can't take out Super Eagles from my mouth. I keep saying it. Rufai, I know you want to jump into.
No, I want to jump into a lot. President Tinubu, thank you so much for this gesture. I mean, very good one, very well welcomed. What we just say is, please, people should ensure that the promises are kept. But I trust you. I know on the money, the promises will be kept. Mm-hmm. The house, too, when it's completed, it will be kept, you know, because before, the promise, General Sani Abacha or something promised the team in 1994. They just kept it a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. In fact, there's a story making around that even Westerhoff was complaining that his house was far off, that if they can help him change it, but they are working at changing. He wants to sell it. No, even though now he couldn't even sell it now. He couldn't even sell the house because the price was low. Because the value was low. So,
is it funny?
It's not funny, but it's not a big giving.
But he got the house and he owns it, right?
No, he got the house, he owns it, but the place was around Kupwa. So
stop this thing.
He couldn't sell it because the value was low. How many
people are not landowners?
So what he now decided to do was that he has gone to tell them that if they can give him somewhere closer, which was reported, I think, in the Vanguard, and he has gotten somewhere closer. You see, the thing about these houses is that, please, let's also give them in befitting areas. It's not just a mass. I know what they did was of heroic proportion.
Isn't that area where we came built?
Yeah, so, I mean, it should be of... but I trust President Tinubu is a man of style and panache.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think we are taking politics to a maddening level in this country. And President Tinubu, the message a lot of people are also saying is that, remember, there are other parastatals that have not been paid. I think health workers, a couple of them sent me messages this morning. But we are taking politics to a maddening level in this country where everything is politicized. At a time of national cohesion, we live in a country where tribes and tongues will differ. So will political ideologies do. Letting people sing a political leaning song is a total aberration. And I think forthwith, the handlers of President Tinubu must stop this constant malaise and infectious disaster of trying to force this on your mandate song on a lot of us at specific national events. just the way they have played it at the Senate, just the way they have played it at other. No.
Right.
Please leave partisanship aside and ensure we get things done. Right. That's just it. That was a very sad blight for the country. And as regards President Tinubu saying he didn't want that attack, it's quite apt. Let me just say this. You remember that we lost Cairo Jubu during the semi-finals of the Super Eagles Nations Cup game. So we get very passionate about the country, and it was apt for saying that, but we're happy that it all ended well.
For saying what?
For saying that he couldn't watch it because he didn't want a heart attack.
Sure. Okay.
And please, other players too, I must have to say it, they complain, Dr. Bat, you made the point this morning. Other players too that helped, that won over the years for La Decima, there are lots of them that are suffering today. Even if it's something small, let's extend to them.
All right. Dr. Bat.
Okay, yeah, that's where I was going to start from. That, appreciating these young ladies is very impressive. And that persons who had also contributed to this Mission 10, because Mission 10, you don't jump to 10. You start from 1 to 10. There are others who are no longer in the Super Falcons, but also contributed to that achievement of this moment. They too also, ways should be found to compensate them so that the celebration will be all-inclusive. And we hope that on the basis of previous experience, President Tinubu will give the due directive to make sure that all these, prizes, honors are made available immediately to both the 24 players and the 11 technical crew members. But I want to make an additional point, in addition to all I've been saying on this subject. The empowerment of the girl child, how it is very important. Look, when we were growing up, it was a taboo for a girl to say she was going to the field to go and play football. Even for some boys, our parents frowned at it. In fact, if you went to play football and your father discovered, your mother's family members may be summoned. Yeah. That what kind of thing was she doing? A boy that should be reading his books is always going to play football. But the times have changed. Boys now play football, girls now play football. Yeah. And the point I was making about the empowerment of the girl child also is that women constitute about 50% of the population. We have seen in sports where the Super Falcons are providing the lead at a time when the men in the Super Eagles are giving us a lot of anxiety. Now, this kind of empowerment for women, giving them opportunities, should also be extended to other spheres of life, particularly the political arena, where women say they are underrepresented. Maybe perhaps if women are given more opportunities in politics and other aspects of life, maybe they will emerge as queens like the Super Falcons. Yes. That's number one point. Number two, as a follow-up to what happened, I hear Morocco is complaining. Morocco says Ashley Prompter is not a Nigerian, and Michelle Alozie is not a Nigerian. They have already lodged a complaint with
so they want a
CAF.
replay.
They say no.
No,
they don't want. They said the final match should be awarded to them.
That's right.
No, I think they are joking.
3-2. It wasn't even an equalizer.
People gave them 2 goals ahead. They didn't still win. We gave them 2 ahead.
Finally, 4 of the players are in the best 11.
Yes.
Rashida Tajibade, Michelle Alozie, Okoronkwo, Esther Okoronkwo, and Chiamaka Nadozie, they are in the 11, which is a further recognition of the importance. And Michelle Alozie is even recognized as a standout superstar in that particular match. So congratulations to the girls, and we should all just be happy for them.
Yes, absolutely. And it's like I said, it's a good gesture from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Kudos.